I wanted a hat today. Bam! We're finally in Act 2. So excited, so hyped about that. Still thinking on Saturday we might be going back to some Baldur, or some Dwarf Fortress. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I'm still very excited for BG3. It would be nice to fold in some of other favorites again. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, we're here to gate all the Baldurs. How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday, everyone! Hope your week's going okay. From your playthrough, Act 1 is roughly 40-ish% of the game. Wow, we got a long way to go. I did finally play some Starfield this morning. I hadn't bought the deluxe edition or whatever to get early access because I knew I'd be pretty busy with this. But it is now out for everyone. I got the Xbox Game Pass, so I decided to give it a go. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good game. I recorded like not with voiceover because I got to save my voice for the stream, but I recorded like just a bunch of footage of gameplay that I might turn into something edited later. We'll see. You know, there's some issues. I feel like they've really done themselves a disservice by having some things kind of lacking in the early game. By all accounts, the game just keeps getting better and better as they keep going, and overall the reviews have been very good by people who have played a whole bunch of it. But the early game is like, wow, you didn't do a very good job, I think, of selling it, which is usually the opposite of what you're trying to do, right? Like Baldur's Gate 3, the early game is so good, partially because Act 1 was in early access forever and ever. And then, you know, now people are saying, well, there's some glitches here and there in like Act 3 or whatever, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, been spoiled by BG3 content. Yeah, absolutely. One of the things, like, Starfield has that classic sort of Bethesda, very like wooden NPC face in conversations. Hello, wow, you are a hero. You have done so much for us. I'm going to just stare kind of blankly at you like this while I emote. Whereas in Baldur's Gate 3, we have really good mocap and things, like good facial capture. I mean, yeah, that shit's expensive, but I mean, come on, it's Bethesda. Give me a break, right? Anyway. Alrighty. Game really opens up when you go to New Atlantis and do the first main quest there. Haven't I? When you join Constellation. I think I'm at New Atlantis. I visited my parents, which is nice, but maybe I'm wrong. But I'm certainly not criticizing the game. At all. But I am saying, like, I think they kind of screwed up by not making the very start of the game a little bit more, like, attention grabbing, you know? Hey, Helco. Oh, renovation. Back in your own home. Yeah, renovation stuff's such a pain in the butt. People claim it gets better first 12 hours. Kind of hilarious more to think about it. Right? Exactly. And I mean, part of the thing, right, is everyone who's like, well, everyone who's gotten to the late game says they love the game. Well, yeah, but that's like self-selecting, right? The people who get to the end game are people who didn't have issues with certain things, have preferences in certain things. So obviously, if you just filter for people who got to the later game in Starfield, obviously those are people that are going to like the game. But overall, I am looking forward to playing it. I think it's going to be great. I'm certainly not like slagging it off or anything like that. Anywho, we're here to play some Baldur's Gate 3. I was trying to kill a little bit of time to get some more people into the group. Oh, actually, I should just very quickly check the subs and resubs. As a reminder, it is September, so you can get a quite discounted subscription to Twitch, to my channel, well, to anyone's channel, really, which is a great way to support people, as well as, you know, get rid of all the advertisement, which is great stuff. We got resubs that just before the stream started, actually. Salty Old Badger resub for their 34th month. Striker was taken for their second month. Hey, thanks for coming back. Pardukes at 44 months. Real Luckless giving us the power of 2 at 64 months. Time to do that thing still. And Silvio Cass at 17 months, hitting us with a Prime number with their Prime sub. Twitch Prime. See? Exactly. Oh, actually, something else you can do. I just made a video live right before the stream started. I'm going to drop a link to it in Twitch chat. It's about Baldur's Gate 3, and it's about telling people why, if you like Baldur's Gate 3, you should play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. So if you click on that link I just posted in Twitch chat, and you know, maybe it's the sort of thing you would like, and therefore you would like to click it and click the like. Get a little bit of algorithm attention right from the start. That wouldn't be bad. But, you know, come right back over here. We're going to play some Baldur's Gate 3 live. All right, here's going to go. Are we in a Shadowfell at this point? It sort of feels that way. So we've just entered Act 2. And with that, it means walking around. This whole area is called Ruined Battlefield, but it's like this like area of darkness. Halco with the gift sub. Thank you very much, Halco. Cheers. Thank you very much, Halco. So this whole area, which gets like the magical darkness, something like that. Oh, one of the things we were confused about last time. So there's this little camp over here, the cultist camp, and what they need is the spider's lyre, to be able to call like the envoy to like guide us through the darkness. And we're like, I don't have it. What happened? And between myself and some other like excellent internet sleuths on Discord, we figured out that we sold it because it's not that spider's lyre isn't marked as a quest item. So it was marked as wares with a whole bunch of this stuff, and it was sold annoyingly to a merchant who's no longer available to us. We sold it to the merchant with the group of paladins, the paladins of Tyr, the ones who are hunting Karlach. There's a vendor there. We sold it to her. Of course, that person is now dead. When a vendor dies, they drop some, but not all of their loot. That lyre is just completely gone from the game. Now, interestingly enough, in my multiplayer game, which I play on Tuesdays with some friends, we actually just got to this area as well. And in that save, I'm playing a bard, and I was literally using that lyre as my instrument. So we never sold it. And so I got to see what it's like to have that. But now we're going to see what it is to not have that, which I think is quite interesting. We might still go back to this camp and just attack them or whatever. But for now, we're exploring the shaded battlefield. Now, last episode, we did get over to this area here with Oliver. We played round 1 of hide and seek, and then we started round 2 of hide and seek, which is when he summoned in his mummy, his daddy, and his doggy over here, these shadow monsters. Now, technically, this is not exactly the same location we were last time, because what I did is I reverted to the autosave that was like right before walking this area, just so I could go and like sell stuff or reorganize my inventory, do that sort of thing. A little bit of cleanup I like to do before the stream starts. And then I went and repeated, as far as I know, everything that we did last time. Same conversation, did round 1 of hide and seek, and now round 2 has just started with these monsters showing up. I think we've done a couple of rounds of combat. I think we might have booped the doggy over here and started on some other stuff, but I can't remember. But here it is. Technically, we're not even in combat yet. We are simply in turn-based mode for the moment. About to start combat, but we're going to go ahead and do that. And I think I quick saved before doing any of this. So there you go. As far as I know, we're generally in the same state that we were, but there we are. All right, so to start off combat, it's actually a really interesting question about what we do here. Oh, the other thing, walking around trying to vendor things with this Azer around, with our summon, you really have to park them like outside of town or people like freak out constantly. Apparently it's a big problem if you're playing a necromancer or like a sport druid because your undead constantly freak everyone out, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, I don't know still how I want to approach this combat, so I guess we just will. So starting with Del over here, who's going to be initiating battle in a second. Actually, since no one has stealthed, everyone's going to get pulled into combat as soon as our first person takes a combat action. Unless I do some stealth trickery, but I'm not going to do that. Our 4th level spell slot was used to summon the Fire Elemental. I could drop a concentration spell, could be a Spike Growth, but I'm not 100% convinced that Spike Growth is going to lead to huge value for us in this particular battle. So I think I might just burn a spell slot to drop a Flaming Sphere. If you've forgotten, boy is in the house moving towards the... Well, technically he's right over here right now. He hasn't moved into the house. But yeah, he had... I had noticed when I loaded the save, like from our final save, he had moved to right over here. And maybe I can just track him down and talk to him. Maybe we don't have to boop anything. That's entirely possible. And so I could just overall kind of start moving towards the house and see how it goes. But I think I will go ahead. I'm going to drop the Flaming Sphere here. Okay, weirdly, that ended turn-based mode put us in real time for a second. And then gave them a chance to go first. Instantly making the fight like a billion times harder than it should have been. What the hell? Rude? They got their sneak attack on me instead of the other way around. What the hell? All right, I mean, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. That's just going to be the way that it's going to be. Maybe someone outside of combat always feels wonky. Yeah, something very bizarre just happened there. And I was so distracted by it. Yeah, I guess the doggo has gone invisible. I didn't track where he went, but all right, fine. Well, let's just come over here. Oh, you're incorporeal. Are you? You're Wraith. ethereal. Affected entity is incorporeal, can't be shoved, thrown, or used as an improvised weapon. Sure. But you also can't be melee attacked by my flaming sphere? It doesn't actually describe that in the ethereal bit, unless he's just undead. Huh. Oh, a couple of people were suggesting reloading. Are we glitched? Or are you just because of the action stuff? Okay, I don't know. A couple of people are saying reload the save. Maybe things are even glitchier than I had realized. Maybe what I should do is immediately just turn off turn-based mode and let the fight start normally. I mean, I can also position myself before we start. Okay, we'll just exit turn-based mode. We're still okay. Now we're in a fight. This is still very confusing to me, but at least this time, we didn't get full sneak attack, so I guess that's something. All right. So we'll see about tracking down the kid. Weapons invisible. I mean, Doggy is still like the easiest target. Figure we'll do is we'll go ahead and attack and then move. Do I want to bless for this fight, or do I want to use? You know what? I'm wondering about just Spirit Guardian for this fight. If we fight, and if we're not just trying to YOLO to run to the kid. But I kind of feel like I want to fight here. So I think we're going to make use of Spirit Guardians. If I recall correctly, they don't have vulnerability to radiant damage, but they don't have any resistance to it. So that's at least going to be a help. So Spirit Guardian. Yeah, we can just do light stuff. Position ourselves between these two. Did I hit the wrong button? For fuck's sake. Well, I just assumed that... Hold on, we're going to start over again. I just assumed that Radiant would be on the left. Radiant would be the default. I didn't actually read the text. But I guess it's probably alphabetical. So it probably went Necrotic then Radiant. I always just think of the Spirit Guardians as Radiant. I was actually always surprised when I read the text. I'm like, oh, you can use it to make necrotic damage too? That's so weird. Okay, again, let's just repeat the exact same thing we've been doing. Not going to change anything. I don't know why Shadowheart moves away.
Ready. Unseen.
Where's the Spirit Guardians? Right over here. Okay, Radiant is number 2. Okay, trying this again.
Can't give up.
Radiant is number 2. I kind of wish that these icons were different. All right, there you go. Unfortunately, annoyingly, now they're not clumped together.
I know what to do.
There we go. Good stuff. Okay, you stay up there.
Swords meet sauce.
The other thing I want to do is consider eating a bunch of elixirs. We'll see. One of the things I don't know, elixir of Barkskin, which sets your AC to 16, does that work with my animal forms? This is one of the things we're gonna test today, because if so, that's actually gonna be extremely appealing. 4 concentration spell on Gale here. I think I'm gonna bless. It doesn't mean he's not gonna do an action first round, but I think it's gonna be an okay idea to do. I think I'm just gonna do a level 1 bless and bless these 3. I think we're gonna get decent value out of that. And then just move here so we got a fence to maybe minimize some knockdown.
All right, Karlak, it's go time.
All right, we're gonna try to burst this down here. Barely use Spirit Guardians. Can you hit the same enemy more than once going in and out of range in a single turn? That's an interesting question. And you know what? Yeah, let's frenzy. I kind of feel like this is not the easiest fight. You got lots of frenzies. That's actually something I wondered myself, and I never got around to testing. Yeah, the good and concentrating thing would be nice for Shadowheart.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
All right, you got full actions. This probably just means bear form. And by bear form, of course, I mean owl bear form. Shadow Curse is hitting because I don't have a light source going on anymore. But I guess it's gonna have to be okay. So yeah, what's my AC in Shadow Bear form? 16. So it's not as bad. In bear form it's 13, but it's still probably worth checking. Oh yeah, I don't have a bonus action anymore. It's probably still worth checking to see if Arc Skin helps. That's terrible. Of course you have. Hold on. Do my claws not act as magical weapons? I thought that was one of the traits we got at higher level bear forms. I thought our shifted forms counted as magical weapons. Or do we not have that yet? Shit, I should have just stayed in humanoid form and started to call lightning or something. It acts as a magical weapon for resistance, not for damage. But that's the thing. This has got resistance, so I'm doing slashing attacks. Slashing damage against Senti from non-magical attacks is halved. Do I not count as magic for the purpose of ignoring that resistance? Because yeah, we're only dealing half damage. That was bugged or released. I don't know if they fixed. Oh, well, maybe it's just still bugged. Yeah, I don't know. Well, given how everything's worked out, this flame ball isn't actually doing as much as I hoped. Yeah, the fact that this guy does clump together like that is actually pretty mean. Just stayed human, yeah. Supposed to get at level 6, so yeah, maybe it's bugged. Just like spell snipers improve crit range, it's said to be bugged. Ah. That's a shame. One of the things that is a little upsetting is in tabletop, 5th edition, Druid is one of the most powerful classes there are. Mostly because like crowd control and area effect control and those sorts of things are so important in tabletop. They're really not as much of a big deal here in BG3, mostly because the amount of damage you can put out in this game is so much higher that the solution to most problems in Baldur's Gate 3 is just to get harder and solve a problem that way, which is a bit annoying. I actually feel like Daddy here's the biggest threat because he's the one that seems to be doing the AoE, but it does feel like what we can probably work on right now is bursting down Mummy here, just based on things. Since they do have resistance to fire, but not force, I think I'm just gonna be magic missiling. Which isn't the most impressive solution, but I think that's gonna be what happens. I'm just gonna burn a level 1 spell here. I mean, that's really very little. Slashing, so they'll have resistance to that, because I don't think it counts as a magic weapon for the purpose of ignoring that. Splash. I mean, I don't think Fireball is going to be a big win for us here. Scorching Ray, I don't think is going to do tremendous amounts of stuff. Yeah. Not very exciting, but we're going to do it. The next thing we're going to do is move over here, because there's full illumination right there. Eliminating that Shadow Curse. Weirdly, like, eliminated from all of them? Wait, is it if one person is affected by Shadow Curse, then it affects more people in a radius? Oh, now the Shadow Curse is returned to these guys for whatever reason. Alright, well, I don't understand it, but I guess that's fine. %9% to hit. At least, yeah, here we're getting full damage, so that part is definitely working in this case. Good. Ah, the Acer got slapped. That's funny. Alright.
Talk to me.
So I can guiding bolt, although no, we're in melee, so that's not going to be any good. We're just going to hit you with Sacred Flame then. I mean, I could use my Sunbeam, which would be a tremendous amount of damage. Actually, it might be worth it here. I think I will. I don't like this fight. And I'm not going to move.
That comes easy these days.
Alright, good. Oh yeah, we triggered the Call to Weak. That's good. There's a glowing corpse up there that we can talk to. That's neat. Wait, when do you take the,
Let's finish this.
When do you take the Spirit Guardian damage? Oh, there. Presumably, it was either at the end of his turn to the start of her turn. And then also, yeah, moving in and out of the radius, maybe, kinda. Like, we could test it here. If I move out, move in. No.
No gloom, all doom.
Let's see. Average force missile damage is 3.5. 7 at 10.5. So on a 4, there's an average chance of killing him. And then we can just throw something if it doesn't. 4 magic missiles, which is a level 2. Alright, we've entered turn-based mode because of the Shadow Curse.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Oh good, you still have your Tempestuous Flight. That's good. Come down here. You're gonna go talk to Oliver.
I win! I always win in the end. You did better than
but I
most,
found you.
though, so I'll let you go. Here. Second prize. You'll need it.
I found you! How did I not win? Ring of Shadows. Oh, cast Pass Without Trace, which I think gives you plus 10 to stealth. Like, to the group. I mean, it's a good spell. And in tabletop, Pass Without Trace, I think, is, like, insanely OP. I don't think it's as useful here in Baldur Gate 3, because you can see the vision cone so much and mostly just avoid things. Lost because the shadows found you, failed its death. I guess so. Didn't find him before Mommy got here to found you. I don't know if there's any way to avoid that, since, like, they instantly spawn in, but maybe there could have been a moot way to, like, skirt between them. Anyway, it's fine. I hate...
Light on my feet. Forthwith.
Well, I guess I can drop turn-based mode, because what's going to happen here is everyone's going to cluster around here, and then they're going to get the light anyway. Got loot on you? Because I'm the one with the Speak with Dead. Did I get rid of the Speak with Dead necklace? Or, like, bin it?
Excellent choice.
I was like, no, I did keep it. Okay.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Seems like an actual good question here. Are there any other gifts nearby?
Out in the Shadowlands, atop the mountain, reaching to the sun.
I wonder if that specifically refers to the Temple of the Sun God in the Mountain Pass. Which isn't atop the mountain, but sure. Why were you here?
Training, becoming a Sar, leading my kin.
I mean, mostly just light.
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
How did you die?
Foolish games.
These foolish games are...
Shameful death.
Sorry.
Dishonor to Vlaakith. warrior for
I wonder if we had Lae'zel here, she'd be responsible.